One thing about women, they will sever a relationship quick behind anything.
I mean, there's been some speculation that she had there might have known our play calls and all that kind of thing on the Indiana Fever team. So think about that. But no, people are not going to trust her.
Did NaLyssa Smith just cross a line that can't be uncrossed? Fans are furious after shocking accusation. Surface that Smith gave away Caitlin Clark's play calls to her girlfriend on a rival team. This isn't just drama. It's a full-blown betrayal that could change the Fever's playoff destiny. But is there more to this story?
The least thing can cause someone to distance themselves. The friendship was never legitimate or authentic anyway. There's no way.
Let's break it down. NaLyssa Smith, the Fever star forward, is accused of sharing Caitlin Clark's play calls with DJ Carrington of the Connecticut Sun. Clark, the rookie sensation taking the WNBA by storm, is the heart of the Fever's offense. Can you believe how big this is for Indiana?
Obviously, NaLyssa Smith is done with the Indiana Fever.
But here's where it gets really interesting. This isn't just about basketball anymore. It's about trust, loyalty, and maybe even the future of the WNBA. You might be thinking, this is just another sports scandal. But trust me, what happens next is going to blow your mind. The fallout from this could change everything we know about player relationships in the league.
This is the danger of this league built around angry, social justice, lesbian feminists.
Now, you might be wondering, how did we even get here? Well, it all starts with a relationship that's got everyone talking. NaLyssa Smith, the Fever's star forward, isn't just making waves on the court. She's causing a tsunami off it. And at the center of this storm, her relationship with DJ Carrington of the Connecticut Sun in the WNBA is not doing a thing about it because they want to stay woke.
They're worried about getting sued by NaLyssa Smith. That's why they're playing nice with NaLyssa Smith. They keep everything above board. It doesn't matter what NaLyssa Smith does.
You heard that, right? And Smith is dating a player from a rival team. But this isn't your average sports romance. Fans are convinced Smith is giving away the Fever's play calls to her girlfriend. Can you imagine the uproar? It's like finding out your best friend is sharing your secrets with your biggest rival.
Very clearly, this situation is just messy. The entire NaLyssa Smith saga is messy.
But wait, it gets even more intense. Smith and Carrington's social media interactions have fans fuming. They've been caught making comments that seem to mock Caitlin Clark's injuries, talk about adding fuel to the fire. It's not just about basketball anymore, it's personal. Take a look.
Like, her hand goes nowhere near Dejanay there.
Ow!
Oh, I'm sorry.
You poked me in the eye. You're a troll. You did.
I did not poke
Did you do it on purpose?
I did not poke you in the eye. Like, her being like, did you do it on purpose? Did you do it on purpose? You did poke me in the eye. And it's like, man, it's just a bad look.
This is what you call a horrible teammate. The backlash has been brutal. Some fans are so upset. They're calling Smith a cancer on the team. That's how serious this has gotten. It's not just angry tweets anymore. We're talking about a full-blown fan revolt.
Doesn't matter what NaLyssa Smith does. She can go out and mock our meal ticket, the best player in the league, the person that's making us all rich, but the person that's made all of them relevant. Instead of her expressing any gratitude towards going through that incredible experience with the Indiana Fever. Incredible experience. Playing in front of packed houses, all of this attention. No one would even know her name, NaLyssa Smith, if she played on any of the other 11 teams.
And here's where it gets really interesting. All this drama, it might be affecting Smith's game. Her performance has taken a nosedive. Especially in the second half of the season. In a recent game, she had a -9 rating even though the team won. That's not the NaLyssa Smith we're used to seeing.
She was the second overall pick 2 or 3 years ago in the WNBA draft. Decent player, but no one would know. She played with Caitlin Clark. People know her name. She has no gratitude. She has no respect. She can't tell her girlfriend, hey, we ain't doing that.
Let's break it down in one game. Smith's defense was so off, she let Natasha Howard score at will. It's like she forgot how to guard overnight. And fans aren't buying any excuses. They're seeing red, convinced Smith's relationship with Carrington is messing with her head in her game.
She has almost zero impact on game. When NaLyssa Smith played 19 minutes, almost all that in the first half, and was -9 in a win. And by the way, Indiana, until Dallas just lit them up at the end of the game, Indiana were up 9 points. Her replacement hit the 2 threes down the stretch to ice the game. They were up 9 points. There was a stage in the game where the team were winning by 9 and she was -9 on the floor.
But it's not just about Smith. Stats fans are worried this relationship is poisoning the whole team. Think about it. How can you trust your teammate when you think she's sharing your game plan with the enemy? It's like trying to win a war when you've got a spy in your ranks.
Come next year, many people in the fan base don't want her on the team. Frankly, I think a lot of fan bases don't want her on their team. And a lot of us, I know my feeling about it is the fact that, hey, because of her relationship with Dejanay Carrington, maybe the only team NaLyssa Smith can be on is the Connecticut Sun.
The calls for Smith to be traded are getting louder by the day. Fans are saying she's not committed to the Fever anymore. They're questioning her loyalty, her focus, everything. It's like watching a star fall from the sky in real time.
But as far as the relationship between the fans and the players, there is none. There is none, or not the fans and players, the fans and this one specific player. There is none.
So here we are with a relationship that's rocking the very foundation of the Fever. A star player whose personal life is overshadowing her once-court performance. And a fan base that's ready to explode. This isn't just about who Smith is dating anymore. It's about trust, loyalty, and what it means to be part of a team.
But the Indiana Fever, so afraid of getting sued by one of these professional victims that play in the WNBA, that they have to play nice and pretend like NaLyssa Smith isn't out trolling Caitlin Clark.
You think the drama is bad? Now just wait until you hear what Smith supposedly did during the playoffs against her girlfriend's team. When Caitlin Clark got poked in the eye, we're talking about a betrayal. So massive, it could rewrite the rule. Book on player. Relationships in professional sports. How far would you go for love? Smith's answer might shock you.
Video, of course, emerged from those playoff games where it looked like she was doing the Olay on the screens, missing screens, not laying them down right, and with the appropriate effort that should have been given. And we all know, look, there's a conflict of interest because she's dating a player on another team.
Let's break down what happened. Smith is accused of sharing Caitlin Clark's play calls with her girlfriend Dejanay Carrington, who plays for the Connecticut Sun. And not only that, she was also doing the bare minimum to make sure her girlfriend wins the game. Can you imagine? This isn't just a little slip-up. It's a full-on betrayal of her team and everything they've worked for all season.
But you have the conflict of interest because she's dating somebody that is a known Caitlin Clark hater and has had multiple run-ins, incidents, whatever you want to call them, with Caitlin Clark. You protecting Dejanay Carrington now? Is that where we're at? I couldn't believe it.
Think about it. The Fever fought hard all year to make it to the playoffs. They put in the blood, sweat, and tears to get there. And then, right when it matters most, one of their own might be giving away their game plan to the enemy. It's like finding out your best friend is working for your worst enemy, and on top of it, to mock her online.
I think it's funny. Could you imagine if it was the roles were reversed? If Caitlin Clark or some other white girl did that and two white girls made a video mocking it, what the reaction would be? I mean, let's just be honest. I don't want to go, what about Favre? But what about Favre? It's the truth.
And here's where it gets really intense. Fans are saying this betrayal is why the Fever lost in the playoffs. They're pointing fingers at Smith, saying her actions cost the team everything they'd worked for. It's not just disappointment. It's fury.
Time to move on from Smith. She is a cancer on the team with her skits. Good luck elsewhere. People are seriously. I spent the entire season defending her, blocking people over her. Well, that's your first problem. I was wrong. Good player, but not for this style of play. And her girl causes big problems for her job at this team. I would never do that at my husband's place of employment. No kidding.
But it's not just about the playoffs. Fans are looking back at Smith's performance throughout the season, and they're not liking what they see. Remember how we said her game seemed off in the second half of the season? Well, now people are connecting the dots. Was she distracted by her relationship? Was she intentionally playing badly? These are the questions fans are asking.
Okay, and we know essentially NaLyssa Smith disappeared in the second half of the season, or at least after the All-Star break. I was not a NaLyssa Smith voted for her for the All-Star game. Caitlin Clark, Kelsey Mitchell, and NaLyssa Smith. And NaLyssa Smith went MIA after the All-Star break and after the Olympics.
One game in particular has everyone talking. Smith was a -9, while her replacement made crucial plays. That's a huge swing in performance. Fans are saying it's like she forgot how to play. Overnight, and now with these accusations flying around, people are wondering if it was more than just a bad game.
And evidently, Dejanay Carrington, there has been some banter out there about the fact that NaLyssa Smith believes she should be getting more opportunities to score. You've got to be kidding me. I mean, seriously. I just can't imagine. I mean, look, you got Kelsey Mitchell. She's obviously going to come back. I can't imagine they let her walk. I mean, Aaliyah Boston, Caitlin Clark. There's no way. There's no way that you're going to get more opportunities to score. And there's a whole lot of There's a lot of I with a lot of players in this league.
The impact on the team, it's massive. How can you trust your teammate? When you think she's sharing your secrets with the other side, it's like trying to win a war with a spy in your ranks. The team chemistry, the trust, the unity. It's all at risk because of one player's alleged actions and rumors around. That she's jealous, that she's not getting a spotlight, that we all know she doesn't deserve. Take a look at this.
I feel like I didn't get to do as much as I wanted to do. I didn't get to contribute as much as I wanted to contribute, so that's all I meant by that.
And it's not just affecting the players. Fans are livid. They're calling for Smith to be traded, saying she doesn't fit with the Fever anymore. Can you believe some fans are even calling her a cancer on the team? That's how serious this has gotten. And the Indiana Fever is nowhere to be found to fix this.
But there's no doubt about it, Jason. The Indiana Fever, they are not only pandering, they are in fear that if they don't pander, the blowback internally and then externally. And I would love to see the column that Christine Brennan writes about this, if she's even allowed to at this point.
So here we are, a star player accused of betraying her team a playoff dream, shattered by one person's actions, and a fan base that's ready to explode. This isn't just about basketball anymore. It's about loyalty, trust, and what it means to be part of a team.
I'm pretty confident she doesn't understand the role that she should have on this team, or most teams, right? But no, people are not going to trust her, and the comments here are reflective of that. Time to move on from Smith. She is a cancer on the team with her skits.
So what happens when a star player betrays her team? It's not just about one game or one season. We're talking about careers on the line. Team dynamic shattered, and a league forced to make some tough decisions, ready to see how deep this rabbit hole goes.
There might have known our play calls and all that kind of thing on the Indiana Fever team. So think about that. Not on this team, she don't. See? That bridge is burnt. Time to trade Smith to the Sun. Not on this team, you don't. I mean, seriously, I like NaLyssa, but I think her girlfriend is nothing but trouble for her. I hope NaLyssa finds peace, no matter if she stays or goes. Unfortunately, it will be another team.
The fallout from NaLyssa Smith's alleged betrayal is sending shockwaves through the WNBA. Fans are calling for her to be traded, saying she doesn't fit with the Fever anymore. Can you believe some people are even saying she's become a liability to the team? It's like watching a fan favorite turn into public enemy number one overnight.
Wow, people are done with NaLyssa Smith. Trade her. Get her off the team. Adios amigos, as that guy said.
But here's where things get really complicated. There's a growing debate about whether the WNBA should ban relationships between players on competing teams. Can you imagine if they actually did that? It would change everything. Some people are saying it's the only way to prevent situations like this from happening again, but others argue it's going too far. What do you think? Should players' personal lives be off limits, or is this just part of the game?
A number between 25 to 75% in the WNBA, they're lesbians. What do you think? No, what do you think?
Perhaps.
So probably about 50% of it lesbians, right?
Maybe, I don't know, but maybe.
Shit, those damn girls, man, they play like guys.
Yeah.
They look like guys.
That doesn't necessarily mean a lesbian.
Mean the consequences for Smith could be huge. Many believe she might not be welcome by other teams after this drama. It's like she's suddenly become basketball's bad girl, and no one wants to touch that. But is it fair to judge her entire career based on one mistake? That's the question everyone's asking.
Like, we have to at least talk about this. Like, we have to talk about the action. There's no point talking about it. And I'm sorry, you don't get an off just because it's the WNBA. If an NBA player did this shit, if a soccer player did this shit, it would be a horrible look. And again, the more time goes on, the more we see the reactions, the more it seems like the actions of someone who meant to do it.
And it's not just Smith who's in hot water. The Fever's future could be in jeopardy if they can't fix this mess. Imagine trying to build a winning team when there's this much drama in the locker room. It's like trying to put together a puzzle when half the pieces are missing.
Sorry, NaLyssa, just based on guilt by association, and by the way, just for your own basketball career, it's probably best to get as far away from Indiana as possible. There's no way for your own basketball career playing for Christy Side is going to do any help. But just for the messiness of the situation, we've seen in the WNBA, the messy teams are not the teams that have done any.
This scandal isn't just affecting the players and teams involved. It's forcing the entire WNBA to take a hard look at its policies. Should there be rules about who players can date? What about social media? It's opening up a whole can of worms that no one expected.
I get it. If you don't want to be there, that's fine. I understand. You're playing a system that doesn't suit your game. You're playing for a coach who doesn't think you're a very good basketball player. You're probably not playing as many minutes as you like. You're being forced to play defense when you're not a good defender. I get it. I understand NaLyssa Smith wanting to leave. As far as impact-wise, probably one of the lesser impactful players, despite the fact that talent-wise, you would be in one of the top few players talent-wise in this team. And the impact is kind of getting worse and worse as the year is going on.
This whole mess is making everyone question the rules of the game off the court. Should the league ban players from dating their rivals? That's the million-dollar question. Right now, think about it. If they do ban these relationships, it could change everything. But if they don't, are we going to see more drama like this? It's like the WNBA is at a crossroads, and whatever they decide could change women's basketball forever.
These ladies, and I'm a WNBA fan,
It's been a good season.
They cannot have fucked this Caitlin Clark thing up any worse if they tried.